Hello and welcome to the Start Inward podcast. Every week, new episodes are brought to inspire you to take action, challenge your mindset, and encourage you to love yourself. I'm Hannah, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to be talking about how to keep your New Year's resolutions for 2023. And drumroll, please. It lies in consistency. You see, the truth is that motivation is fleeting. You are not going to wake up every single day motivated, inspired, and ready to conquer the world. No, unfortunately, that's not how it works, because our emotions and moods shift and change. For example, there are days when I will wake up super early and bright-eyed and just ballin'. And then there are other days when I'm just exhausted, tired, I just want to sleep, and I have to peel my eyes open to work. Not actually, but you know what I mean. Things happen, situations change, and we go through phases. So if you are in a place in your life right now where you have these beautiful dreams and grand goals, and this year in 2022, you found yourself on and off with them, meaning you were super consistent for a month or two, and then you fell back for some reason, well, let me first say that you are not the only one. I think we've all been there, done that, procrastinated, low-key gave up for a little bit. But the good news is the reason why you're here is because you are aware of this pattern. You realize that this on and off 1 month consistency, 3 months procrastination situation isn't getting you anywhere. You are ready to make lasting change. And most importantly, keep your 2023 New Year's resolutions, which, if I must say so myself, is something to be proud of. So with that being said, let me share with you 3 ways to stay consistent and actually get things done so that you are sticking to and keeping your 2023 goals. By the way, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn your post notifications on so you know when I upload a new video, which is every week, by the way. I do want to say also that the techniques that I'm going to be sharing are things that I've implemented in my own life, and they have worked for me. So the examples that I'll be using are learning Spanish and going to the gym, because I am proud to say that I am confident in speaking Spanish publicly, and I'm also officially a gym rat. So, with that being said, the first way to stay consistent is to stop doing too much at once. We all know the saying, slow and steady wins the race. Incremental change is the best change because this is how you are able to stay consistent. I like to think about it in terms of the tortoise and the hare. When you go too fast, you risk burnout. When you go too fast, you end up thinking you're ahead of the game, and then you fall prey to procrastination. When you go too fast, it's just not sustainable. However, when you go at a pace that is steady, realistic, and makes the most sense for your life, this is when you will make the most progress, because this is when you will be able to wake up every day and do what you need to get done. In my case, for those of you who don't know, about 2.5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to learn Spanish. In the beginning of my journey, I was super consistent. I was studying an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours every single day. I did this for 2 or 3 months, and then I crashed. I got tired, lazy. I started hating to pick up my Spanish book. I started to psych myself out, and then I went into a period where I stopped learning for a few months. Then I got a boost of motivation again out of nowhere, and the cycle restarted. I was super consistent. I spent an hour this time studying. I did this again for a couple of months, burnout. Took a break, and you know how it goes. You know how the cycle goes. But this year, I decided to end that cycle, and I can confirm that it has ended because it's been 11 months and I haven't felt burnt out. I haven't felt tired of learning. In fact, I'm more motivated than I've ever been because now I don't force myself to do too much at once. I don't force myself to learn for an hour every day. No, my change is incremental. I stop timing myself. I do now what feels natural and good. And for me, that's spending 30 minutes practicing in the morning. And that 30 minutes of pure, intense focus has improved my Spanish 100-fold. I am so confident in speaking Spanish to Latin people. I love it. I enjoy it. And even when I do mess up, it makes me want to learn more. So the first step to consistency is incremental change. Your goals are a journey. They are a process. And yes, they take time. So start small by implementing a small change in your life. Maybe you take 15 minutes to learn something. Maybe you start by watching one YouTube video a day. And when you are able to be consistent with this small change, then you will start building your tolerance and increasing the time you spend doing a certain activity or increasing the intensity. This is what is sustainable, and this is what has worked for me. The second step to staying consistent is to have a routine that you can trust and count on. When you're switching things up all the time, you are not going to be able to focus on the change that you want. For example, when I go to the gym, I have a specific routine that I do. Mondays are chest and shoulders, Tuesdays, back and traps, Wednesdays, legs, Thursdays, biceps and triceps, and then Saturdays or Sundays, I hit legs again. Now, these exercises that I do, they hit and target the specific body part that I want to get stronger in. Right now, I'm 8 months into strength training, and I've been super consistent with this routine, super consistent with the reps, and gradually, over time, I have been able to increase my strength 5 times the amount from when I started. And I know for a fact that if I didn't have this routine, if I was just going on random machines every day for 8 months, I would be nowhere relatively where I'm at right now. So maybe the reason why you may not be seeing the results that you want is because you don't have an effective routine in place. So this is where I encourage you to creating and sticking to a plan that you know will work for you, whether that's the gym, cooking, learning something new, whatever it is that you want to get better at. Finally, the last step to staying consistent is to trust the process and know that what you're doing today is preparing you for the future. You may not see results in 3 months, 5 months, maybe even a year or 2. But that is because progress, growth, it takes time. It's not easy, and this is why not everyone wants to do it. When I first started learning Spanish, I was so frustrated because I did not know how to conjugate verbs. I did not know how to speak in the past tense or the future tense. And that used to frustrate me like you have no idea. But now when I look back, I'm like, wow, that's where I was. But now look at how far I've come. When I speak to people, it comes so naturally to me now. And that is because I was consistent. That is because I put in the time. I put in the energy. I made time for what I wanted. And that's what you need to do. Also, when it comes to the gym, when I started in March, where I'm at today is not where I started at all. I remember struggling. I remember thinking that I was so weak, comparing myself to other people who are at the gym. But it's important to know that your only competition is yourself. Your growth is not going to look like anyone else's. So stop focusing on what other people are doing and focus on where you are at. That is the only thing that you need to be consistent in doing. You are your only competition. Remember that. Growth takes time. So as you continue your journey, believe in yourself, believe in your potential, believe in your growth, in your routine, and in your process. Know that you are being conditioned and prepared for what you want. Your time is coming. Faith is tough to have at all times, but it's honestly what keeps you going. So I encourage you, start small. Incremental change is the best change. Create a routine that works for you and believe in yourself. Your journey is different from mine and everyone else that you meet. So stay consistent. You got this, and I believe in you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. For more content like this, please subscribe, feel free to leave a comment, rating, and review, and share with someone you know. Until next week, my friends, please stay safe, know that you're loved, and never forget your worth.